Diego Campos. I am one of the volunteers here for the CSUEU Chapter 306 at Cal State East Bay.
And I'm Nick Viertz, the labor rep assigned to Cal State East Bay.
So, Nick, thank you so much for your help yesterday and for the great turnout and helping to sort all these postcards. Tell us again and remind us the importance of these postcards that we're collecting.
Sure, and the story of the postcards goes back over 20 years. That's when we, at the bargaining table, lost the step pay system in the 90s. And ever since then, we've been bargaining to try to get steps back into the compensation structure within the CSU. As you know, we now have ranges, which lead to all kinds of problems. Low pay in general, disparity between workers in the same classification, compression of wages at the lower end of the ranges, inversion in which we have new hires coming in at the same rate or sometimes even more than longer term employees. So we have been working for years to try to reinstate the step system, and at this point we are closer than we ever have been. Last year we've got the California legislature to commission a study of CSU salaries to really identify the main problems with the compensation system. And that study was completed just a few weeks ago, and they showed everything that we have been saying is true about the CSU compensation system. All those problems are inherent in the system. So now we're at the point where we need the salary study, the recommendations that came out of the salary study, to be funded in a real way where we can finally address and fix all these problems of low pay, inversion, disparity. We are lobbying the state assembly, the state senate, and the governor to earmark funding for the CSU specifically for salaries to correct these problems. And it's a very exciting time because, like I said, we've never been better positioned to achieve what we've sought out to do.
And thank you for that explanation. I was reminding everyone yesterday that this is an effort that's open to the public. People are actually invited that are not only staff but faculty, students, everybody's getting on board to help us bridge that gap and make sure that we are compensated fairly. But you brought some great news yesterday, Nick. You mentioned that we've made some progress as far as passing a certain budget on the Senate side, correct?
Sure. The state Senate has allocated the funds that are necessary to for the CSU to carry out the recommendations of the salary study. So that's very good news. That means we're halfway through the legislature. That's why our focus for the postcards is targeting the assembly. The Senate has already allocated the funds. We need the assembly to also approve that funding so they can be sent to the governor's office with full recommendation by both houses, the Senate and the assembly.
That's excellent news. And we're also going to continue this effort here on campus next week, starting Monday. We're also going to be there on Thursday and subsequent weeks at different times. But it's an ongoing effort all month to get these postcards completed and sent to our legislators.
Right. For the month of May, it's all hands on deck. We are encouraging every single member to fill out a postcard. Very simple, just name and address, so that we know which assembly person the postcard will be sent to. But we are doing this across the state, right? All CSU campuses. So by the end of May, we will be presenting probably about 20,000 postcards to assembly members supporting the allocation of funds to the CSU for our salaries. So if there was ever a more important time to be involved with the union doing something as simple as filling out the postcard, now is the time. in terms of the benefit this will bring to our members, in some cases for folks that have been lower in the pay range for years, this will be life-changing. This
Yep.
will bring us back up to the community standard. We have fallen behind, notably during the economic crisis of 2008 and 2009. We carried the CSU through those lean years by having our wages frozen. We got back to GSI's, general salary increases, all the way up until the COVID pandemic, and then we had another couple of years of wage freezes. So we've fallen behind the community standard.
Yeah.
This will bring us back into that position, as well as fixing individuals' placement if they're too low in the salary range. This will have a life-changing effect for those folks who have been paid too low for too long.
So we have additional dates that we are going to be tabling here in front of the Science Building at East Bay.
Right, so those tabling dates are at lunchtime, noon to 1. Again, 9th, the 12th, the 17th, the 23rd, and the 25th. We will be collecting cards, so please come by. And not only staff is eligible to sign, everybody, right? So I know there are faculty in Solidarity who have already signed cards. The members in the Teamsters and APC are also signing cards. Students can sign cards in support. Family members, spouses, anybody who is eligible to vote or is of voting age can fill out a card, and we'll send those off to the state assembly.
And Nick, you had something you wanted to add.
In terms of what we're fighting for in this year's bargaining, we are at the table with the CSU fighting for general salary increase, the GSI, which historically we have known to be associated with our contracts being awarded on July 1st of every year, usually between 2 and 4%. We continue to fight for that wage increase to help keep up with the cost of living, but we are doing more than that. We are trying to fix the salary system within the CSU, which is going to take more than just a 3% or a 4% across the board. It's going to take extra money being allocated from the state legislature to the CSU specifically for salaries. That's why we are engaging in the postcard campaign, because we are going beyond what the CSU has in the bank. We are going to pressure the legislature to fix the decades-long problems within the salary structure so that we can correct the inversion, the low pay, and the lack of advancement through the ranges that people have experienced at CSU. So there are kind of two fronts to the fight. One is at the bargaining table with the CSU, fighting for the general salary increase, but the other is with the legislature, fighting for extra allocation to be able to get us on steps to make sure that we are advancing through the salary ranges or through the salary steps as we gain years of service within the CSU.
Thank you, Nick. And I just want to remind everybody, this is a joint effort. I don't know if you mentioned that earlier, Nick, but we're working with APC, the counselors, we're working with Teamsters, we're working with the faculty, some student organizations. Did I miss anyone?
Also, SUPA, the
SUPA,
police
yes.
union, as well as the
Police
doctors on campus are in support. And we will be rallying in Sacramento at the end of the month with the Teamsters and with APC specifically to bring back steps to the CSU so that we make sure that we have a fair compensation system in place. So we'll be joining our brothers and sisters in Teamsters and APC in that fight.
Yep. It means so very much to everyone that's helping us and will benefit from it. So thank you. Tune in. We're going to have more information in the coming weeks. And thank you so much for watching.